PDP tells President Tinubu to declare state of emergency in Edo over extrajudicial killings. 5 dead as military clash with Shiite protesters in Abuja. Governor Diri issues ban on public sites for Wike rally, warns of peace threats in Bayelsa. On the foreign scene, 144 dead, 730 injured in Myanmar earthquake. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Trust News Hour. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. The news. In Edo State, the governor, Monday Okwebolo, has strongly condemned the brutal mob attack and killing of travelers in Uromi as a northeast local government area, accusing the perpetrators of jungle justice. Reports indicate that the victims, believed to be hunters traveling for Sala, were intercepted by a mob after their vehicle was searched and Dane guns were found. Without verification, they were labeled as kidnappers and set ablaze. A viral video of the incident has sparked national outrage, with many Nigerians decrying the inability of authorities to curb extrajudicial killings. Speaking in Uromi through the Chief Security Officer of the Government House, SP Solomon Osahele, Governor Okwebolo described the act as barbaric and vowed that those responsible would face the full weight of the law. The governor assured that investigations are underway to ensure justice and prevent a recurrence. He emphasized that no individual has the right to take another's life, adding that the gruesome nature of the attack remains a major concern. Still in Edo State, the state chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has called on President Bola Tinubu to declare a state of emergency following the mob killing of 7 suspected kidnappers in Uromi Eson, northeast local government area. State PDP chairman Tony Azegbemi condemned the extrajudicial killings, blaming them on growing frustration over the government's alleged failure to tackle insecurity. He warned that the rising wave of lawlessness reflects a breakdown in governance under Governor Okwebolo's administration. The party claims that over 100 people have been killed in recent months due to escalating violence, kidnappings and mob actions. Citing a similar intervention in Rivers State, the PDP insists Edo's security situation warrants urgent federal intervention to restore order and protect lives. Away from Edo State, unknown gunmen have attacked Ruwi community of Boko's local government area of Plateau State, killing many persons and injuring others. Sources from the community told the gunmen stormed the community on Thursday around 9:30 p.m. and opened fire on the victims who were observing a wake keep for their loved one who died recently. The spokesman of the State Police Command, DSP Alabo Alfred, who confirmed the incident to newsmen, said the command expressed sympathy to the families of the victims, assuring that more officers have been deployed to restore law and order in the affected community and its environs. DSP Alfred also said the Commissioner of Police has visited the scene of the incident to assess the situation. A violent clash between members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, IMN, and soldiers erupted on Thursday afternoon at Banex Plaza, Abuja, leading to a fierce exchange of gunfire. The confrontation occurred just hours after the United States Embassy in Nigeria issued a security alert warning the citizens of planned IMN protests in Abuja and other major cities on Friday. In the advisory, the U.S. Embassy cautioned that the demonstrations could result in roadblocks, traffic disruptions, and possible violence. It also highlighted several potential protest hotspots, including Banex Plaza, Burger Junction, Unity Fountain, the National Human Rights Commission head office, Eagle Square, Area 10 Shopping Plaza, the National Mosque, Al-Noor Mosque, and Fuad Labidi Mosque. The arrest has heightened fears of escalating tensions in the nation's capital, with security forces on high alert to prevent further violence. Kano State Police Command has placed a ban on all Durbar activities during the 2025 Eid al-Fitr Salah festivities, citing security concerns and the need to maintain public order. The announcement was made by the Commissioner of Police, CP Ibrahim Adamu Bakuri, during a press briefing at the Mumbai Police Headquarters on Friday. Now, CP Bakuri emphasized the importance of ensuring a peaceful and secure environment during the festivities. According to him, security assessments revealed growing tensions and potential threats associated with the Durbar. The Commissioner assured residents that adequate security measures had been put in place to safeguard the Eid prayers at designated grounds.
The command, in liaison with other security agencies, have been obtained and assessed the security situation in the state, especially the rising tension and uncertainties around Durbar activities, Hawan Salah, particularly the tendency to plunge the state into anarchy. Made necessary consultations with the state government, the parties, and other critical stakeholders. As part of collective commitment to sustain the peace and security, a ban has been placed on all Durbar, Hawan Salah activities throughout the state during the Salah celebration.
Over in Plateau State, residents of the capital, Jos, said the current economic hardship has forced them to prioritize foods over new clothes. The residents say their earnings, coupled with high cost of goods and services, cannot allow them buy new clothes as usual. Ado Musa completes the report.
Before the recent increase in the high cost of goods and services, people prioritized both foods and new clothes during religious festivities, especially Christmas and Salah. This year is, however, different. Residents of Jos say they prefer food to clothing.
So with the government policy now, people are getting it in their body, meaning that there is a little hardship. Because me, I'm not even thinking of the clothes I wear. I was thinking of my children, and I'm praying to God, may God give me ways for me to provide for them. But what is most important is what I will eat, because that is the battle line now. We are not even thinking of what to eat from meat or clothing.
We thank Allah for everything. However, things are not as usual. The situation is not really good. Before this period, we celebrate Salah comfortably, but now it's not the same. We are now struggling to get food and not buy clothes for the family.
Alhamdulillah, we are grateful to have almost completed the Ramadan period and still be alive. However, times are tough and things aren't as they used to be. The harsh reality is that some people can't afford food and clothes, while others are struggling. To make matters worse, prices of goods have skyrocketed, making basic items unaffordable.
Tailors who normally make brisk business during this period are also experiencing low patronage. People are suffering. As a tailor, we are really experiencing low patronage. I can attest to you that out of 100%, only 30% of customers brought fabrics for sewing. We understand that people are struggling for food rather than clothes. It is not everybody that can afford to buy new clothes. Things are not like before because of the economic hardship. Those who could afford 2 clothes before now buying only 1. Those who could afford 1 before may not even afford it now because of the situation in the country. We can't compare what we used to do and now. While many residents thank Allah for sparing their lives to witness the festivity, they however hope that the country emerge from economic crisis soon. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
The traditional horse riding celebrations called the Durbar, marking the Eid al-Fitr festivities, is a tradition in Kano State. The cancellation of the much-loved Durbar for this year's Salah celebration was confirmed Friday, following the growing concerns over security linked to the lingering emirate tussle. Residents expressed mixed feelings over the cancellation. Here's more in this report.
Kano State, known for its rich cultural heritage and vibrant traditions, is now grappling with a significant shift due to an unresolved emirate dispute. The 15th Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, announced his decision to cancel the previously planned Salah festivities, citing concerns for public safety. Following the people's mandate bestowed upon us and our commitment to their protection, we find it necessary to withdraw any arrangements made for Salah celebrations given the current situation. Meanwhile, Muhammadu Sanusi, the 16th Emir of Kano, had been planning to hold the annual Durbar. Amid ongoing tensions surrounding the emirate crisis, the Kano State Police Command announced Friday that the Durbar had been officially banned.
The command, in liaison with other security agencies, have been obtained and assessed the security situation in the state, especially the rising tension and uncertainties around Durbar activities, Hawan Salah, particularly the tendency to plunge the state into anarchy, made necessary consultations with the state government, the parties, and other critical stakeholders. As part of collective commitment to sustain the peace and security, a ban has been placed on all Durbar, Hawan Salah activities throughout the state during the Salah celebrations.
While some residents support the decision in the interest of peace, others worry about its economic and social consequences. At times, a lot of people rely on me for the horse riding accessories because I am in the system. But whatever has been destined, we just have to be patient because at the end, it will be beneficial to us and our dear state. Sincerely, we are not happy because despite our business plans, the decision comes to us suddenly. We just hope for the best afterwards. The decision to ban the Hawa affects my soft drinks business as we look forward to it at this Kofar Kudu area. So we hope the decision is reversed. As the situation continues to evolve, many hope for a swift resolution to the emirate crisis, one that will restore not just peace, but also the traditions that define Kano State. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
As the holy month of Ramadan gradually draws to a close, Muslim faithfuls are intensifying their act of worship to attain higher spiritual status. Many of them have relocated to central mosques to partake in a spiritual retreat known as Itikaf, covering the last 10 days of Ramadan. Hamidu Yibadi, Foster Report.
To stay focused on spiritual growth, reflection and connection with Allah, many Muslims spend the last 10 days of Ramadan inside mosques. This exercise, known as Itikaf, gives them the opportunity to read the Holy Quran and pray to Allah. Muslims on Itikaf must stay focused and avoid tendencies that may distract them. Itikaf has gained acceptability among Muslims and many people are embracing the practice. Though Itikaf is free, organizers charge a fee mainly for the feeding during Sahur and Iftar.
The more people know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more they yearn to partake in Itikaf. Because, like I said, started with, Itikaf is an opportunity for one to refresh his interaction with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to reconcile himself with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and every sane individual who is a believer, we want to have an opportunity of rechecking, evaluating, and ensuring that he reassess himself.
As an individual, Itikaf has helped me tremendously because if I'm not mistaken, this might be my 13 or 15 years of experience about itikaf, and I know the benefits, the spiritual benefits, and even the the elevation, the spiritual elevation that I really enjoyed about it.
It has helped me a lot. The reading, in itikaf is the reading of the Quran. You read Quran from morning till evening. Then you do Tarawih in the midnight. It has helped me a lot. Muslims participating in itikaf are expected to return back to their various homes after the Eid al-Fitr prayer. Amid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Oshogbo.
The presidency has refuted allegations made by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar concerning an Economic and Financial Crimes Commission investigation into financial transactions linked to Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Atiku had claimed that the EFCC was probing him over purported financial activities involving Governor Sanwo-Olu. In a statement released on Friday, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, labeled Atiku's assertions as baseless and misleading. The presidency characterized these allegations as a desperate attempt by Atiku to maintain political relevance through unfounded accusations and social media gossip. Atiku's media aide, Paul Ibe, had also dismissed the claim, stating that the former vice president does not know Governor Sanwo-Olu and has never met him before. The FCC has been mentioned in connection with an investigation involving Ms. Aisha Achimogo, who was alleged to have funneled funds to opposition leaders during the 2023 elections. However, Atiku's camp has challenged the EFCC to disclose the findings of its investigation, emphasizing the need for transparency. We go to Bayelsa State, where Governor Doye Didi has raised the alarm over an alleged plot to disrupt the state's peace, vowing that his administration will not tolerate political violence. Speaking during meetings with the Bayelsa Elders Council and the State Security Council, Didi urged security agencies, traditional rulers and youths to remain vigilant against threats to stability.
Some persons from this state, particularly one George Turner, is threatening the peace of this state. And recently there is a Facebook report with his own number that is going to host the Minister of FCT in Tombia roundabout in Bayelsa. The minister is not from Bayelsa State. This is not FCT. This is Bayelsa State. All service commanders should be at alert. That meeting must not take place in Bayelsa State. He can host his minister anywhere outside Bayelsa State. And I direct further that no public place, no public school, no public place, infrastructure should be used by anybody except by the approval of the state government. Every public facility in this state owned by the Bayelsa State government, nobody can use it except with the express approval of the Bayelsa State government. And nobody should import and export insecurity in their states to Bayelsa State. And so service commanders, you are put on alert that any of such gatherings should not and will not hold in Bayelsa State. There is a government in place here, and this government and the security agencies have worked tirelessly to keep the peace of this state.
Barely 3 weeks after the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, dumped the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC) and defected to the Social Democratic Party (SDP), the Northwest Zone of the party said El-Rufai is not their member. The Northwest Assistant Secretary,
it has come to our notice that,
in a statement in Kaduna, said the ward and state chapter of SDP has no membership record of El-Rufai. Inua therefore urged El-Rufai and other prospective members to adhere to the proper membership process of joining the SDP. The Northwest Zonal Assistant Secretary also kicked against the dissolution of the Kaduna State Working Committee of the party by the party's National Working Committee. It would be recalled that El-Rufai had on March 10, 2025, resigned his membership of the All Progressives Congress and defected to the Social Democratic Party. In a statement to announce his resignation from the APC, El-Rufai said he raised several concerns about the Caprica's trajectory in the ruling party, but the leadership allegedly failed to address them.
That certain individuals, including Malam Nasir El-Rufai, are being rumored to have joined the SDP. However, neither the chairman of Kaduna North Local Government Chapter in Kaduna State nor the leadership of Ungon Sarki Ward has any record of this membership.
There is a need for protection of votes and ensuring electoral integrity through a result management system in Nigeria. Former National Electoral Commission Commissioner Professor Adele Jinadu stated this during a public presentation of ballot integrity report in Abuja. Kebiru Lawal completes the report.
Since Nigeria returned to democracy in 1999, several elections have been conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). But the result and integrity of the process has raised many questions among the people. Most of the elections were said to have been marred by several irregularities that include, but not limited to, vote buying, falsification of results, overvoting and technical issues, making the elections to often fall short of international standards. Speaking at the public presentation of the Ballot Integrity Report, former National Electoral Commission Commissioner Professor Adele Jinadu said election is the bedrock of democracy and such result management and electoral processes must be credible.
I think those inconsistencies should be taken in the context of the totality. You know, elections are very, very complex events to organize, and because they are very, very complex, you can find mistakes here and there. We're all human beings, so human error cannot be ruled out. Now the question is, a specific human error, is it deliberate or is it not deliberate? You know, so I cannot, but the point I want to make out is that you cannot go do such a large exercise without having some inconsistencies in numbers and so on and so forth. And that is why the new law, for example, makes it possible for INEC to review results declare within 7 days.
While corroborating with Professor Jinadu, Team Lead Kimpact Development Initiative Bukola Ido called for reduction of human interference in electoral system.
Election results management in the last concluded governorship election, both in Ondo and Edo, was what we unveiled today, and our findings shows that there are various inconsistencies in some areas that need to be improved. Number one is that there are inconsistencies in figures and data released by INEC. So that inconsistency need to be worked on. For instance, Edo election have different figures for a registered voter. So the one released before the election, the one collated, and another one different on IREF. So that is not what we should be talking in the 21st century election right now. Why we also acknowledge the improvement INEC have made in the swiftness of uploading IREF on IREF.
Stakeholders believe that without integrity of electoral system, public confidence in the election result will remain weak, which we cast aspersion on the legitimacy of government at all levels. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has declared businesswoman and managing director, CEO of Filak Concept Group, Aisha Achimogu, wanted. In a post on its social media pages on Friday, the commission said Achimogu is wanted for alleged criminal conspiracy and money laundering. The post, signed by FCC's head of media and publicity, said of the commission read, The public is hereby notified that Aisha Suleiman Achimogu, whose photograph appears above, is wanted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) in an alleged case of criminal conspiracy and money laundering. Achimogu is an indigene of Ofu local government area of Kogi State, and her last known address is 6C Rudolph Close, Maitama, Abuja. Over in Anambra State, an unfortunate fire outbreak at Ifejika Street by Sokoto Road, Onitsha, has destroyed goods worth billions of naira on Friday. Traders were heartbroken as they watched their goods fizzle out in clouds of flame. Anambra State firefighters have continued to make efforts to contain the situation completely, with 4 firefighting trucks on ground working at the scene as at the time of this report. Other sister agencies and the public who are on ground at the location also joined the firemen in putting out the fire. According to the Anambra State Fire Service, a distress call was received at around 6:20 a.m., prompting the immediate deployment of firemen to the scene. Some eyewitnesses also claim in some trending videos that residential buildings and warehouses around the Onitsha main market and its environs were also affected by the fire, with many goods and property destroyed. The fire service, however, urged the public to remain calm, stressing that the situation will be handled to prevent further damage. The cause of the incident is yet unknown. You're on to News Hour on Trust TV. Still to come. Gombe State Taxi Union decries high rate of unclaimed items left behind by passengers. More when we return. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. A look at some of our top stories. We told you that PDP tells President Tinubu to declare a state of emergency in Edo over extrajudicial killings. We also informed you that security operatives clashed with Shiite protesters in Abuja. More stories. The Delta State government has directed the immediate withdrawal of the query issued to a student of the School of Nursing Sciences, Agbo Osato Edobo, over her involvement in a viral social media video during the recent visit of First Lady Oluremi Tinubu. In a statement on Friday via X, the State's Commissioner for Health, Joseph Onajeme, confirmed the withdrawal of the disciplinary query, stressing that the government is committed to upholding the rights of students in health-related programs and ensuring a conducive learning environment. Speaking further in a video statement, Onajeme assured the public that the government had no intention of victimizing any student over the incident. The commissioner also revealed that he had personally reached out to the affected student to confirm the withdrawal of the disciplinary action. Onajeme urged the public to disregard any misinformation surrounding the issue, insisting that they have no intention to victimize the student.
On the trending letter that was query issued to the student of School of Nursing Agbo, I've instructed the provost to withdraw the letter. We don't want to victimize any of the students. I've also reached out to the student in question, and the student has confirmed to me that the letter was withdrawn late yesterday night. So I want the public to be aware of this, and there's scam everywhere. We are not victimizing any of the students.
We go to Gombe State, where the Taxi Town Service Union has raised concerns over the increasing number of unclaimed belongings left behind by passengers. Items ranging from clothes to food items and even cutlasses have been left in their office for months, yet owners have failed to retrieve them. Hassan Kouli tells us more in this report.
Here at the Gombe Taxi Town Service Office, shelves are stacked with forgotten items, some of them untouched for over 5 months. The union says passengers frequently leave their belongings behind, but rarely return to claim them. We have clothes, cutlasses, bags of food, and even personal documents, but no one comes back for them. I thought this may not be unconnected that we recently opened an office for Unit 6, which is working from main roundabout to Kwadam. So passengers has to know where to look for their forgotten belongings. According to the union, their policy allows them to keep unclaimed belongings for up to 1 year. After that, the items are either auctioned or donated to orphanages and less privileged individuals. However, they are urging passengers to check with their office before it reaches that stage.
Just like this one, if you get it from our driver, somebody has forgotten inside the motor, so we can keep it just like 1 year or just about 1 year there. When the owner is come, so we can discuss with him, how are you going to do? You understand me? So if he's agree, he leave it, so no problem. If he say we must pay him, and then we task our members to pay him.
Residents and passengers are being encouraged to visit the Taxi Town Service office if they have lost anything recently. The union emphasizes that proper identification will be required to claim any items. Hassan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
With a solemn heart, Governor Umar Namadi of Jigawa State presided over the official commencement of cash donations to families of victims and survivors of the tragic tanker explosion that devastated Majia town on October 15, 2024. The catastrophic incident claimed the lives of over 140 people, predominantly young men under the age of 30, and left 70 others with life-altering injuries. Here's more in this report.
Speaking at the ceremony, Governor Namadi extended his deepest sympathies to the bereaved families and prayed for the peaceful repose of the deceased. He also wished strength and resilience for the survivors, many of whom endured prolonged hospitalization and severe burn injuries. According to the governor, the inferno triggered by a tanker explosion resulted in the immediate death of over 100 individuals, with 36 more succumbing to injuries after hospitalization. In total, 210 individuals were directly affected, spanning 167 households. Among the deceased, 33 were married, leaving behind 42 widows and 133 orphans. Governor Namadi emphasized that the government remains committed to preventing future occurrences of such tragedies.
210 persons were identified as being directly affected with the inferno. Highlight of the demographic profiles of those affected indicated that the tragic incident has actually affected 136 households, with 140 persons deceased and 70 maimed survivors. It was established that 33 of the deceased persons were married, of which 31 of them have children, all left behind as orphans. In all, the deceased persons have left behind a total of 42 widows and 163 orphans, of which 70 are males and 63 are females.
To alleviate the suffering of affected families, the Jigawa state government had previously provided emergency support, including food supplies and cash grants. In addition, financial assistance from various public and private donors had been mobilized, accounting to a total of 839,686,680 naira. As part of the relief distribution, each affected individual is said to receive 4 million naira, with 500,000 naira disbursed in cash and the remaining 3,500,000 naira deposited directly into recipient bank accounts with Jai's Bank. Payments for deceased individuals will be made to their legal guardians or next of kin, while survivors will collect theirs in person. Additionally, all perishable food items and essential commodities received as in-kind donations have already been distributed. We are happy with the donation and we thank the governor. The governor has made it all possible. He has taken care of us from the hospital until now. I spent 1 month and 10 days hospitalized under his care. The governor encouraged beneficiaries to utilize the financial support wisely, highlighting that 4 million naira is substantial capital for starting viable businesses and ensuring financial stability for their families. He reiterated the government's commitment to supporting the widow and orphaned, ensuring they receive the necessary care to rebuild their lives after the unfortunate tragedy.
We'll come back from the break, more stories. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Let's get to the business scene where the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has appointed Hertz Holdings founder and group chair Tony Elumelu to its advisory council on entrepreneurship and growth, convened by IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva. His appointment was disclosed in a statement on Friday. The Advisory Council of the IMF comprises global business leaders, policymakers, and academics dedicated to identifying and addressing regulatory barriers to entrepreneurship. Its mandate is to recommend policies that enhance resource allocation, stimulate innovation, and catalyze sustainable private sector-led economic growth. Former Nigeria's Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, has called for a peaceful coexistence and religious tolerance among peoples around the world. He stated this in his keynote address at this year's International Quds Day at the Iranian Embassy in Abuja. Trust TV's Kabiru Lawal reports.
International Quds Day is an annual pro-Palestine event held on the last Friday of the Islamic holy month of Ramadan to express support for Palestinians while opposing Israel and Zionists. Speaking at this year's event, former Nigerian Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, said the occasion is a time of reflection, especially with the level of bitterness and divisions among peoples of the world.
Well, the only way forward, in my view, is for Israel to drop the idea that they are a master race and that everybody should bow to them. They should acknowledge the fact that they are human beings like everybody else, bow before international law and the rules-based world order, stop terrorizing neighboring countries around them like Lebanon, stop demonizing Iran, stop killing people in Gaza, stop committing genocide in Gaza and the West Bank, stop ethnic cleansing, stop mass murder, and accept the fact that other people have a right to live.
Charged to affair, Embassy of Islamic Republic of Iran.
The Islamic Republic of Iran always stood by the Palestinian people, considering the liberation of Al-Quds not just an Islamic duty but also humanitarian and global cause. Iran's unwavering policy is to firmly support the legitimate struggle of the Palestinian people against the Zionist occupiers and condemn all crimes committed against them.
Izzdin Miryusufi said the early celebration is timely, especially now that the world is grappling with wars on many fronts.
Islam has always been in confrontation with the so-called mighty, the so-called aristocrats, and the so-called the bourgeois in the society. And Allah in His wisdom always used, because He said, He has sent the Prophet among the commoners.
Others who spoke to Trust TV News said the importance of this day cannot be overemphasized.
The significance of the International Al-Quds Day is a day that was declared some 30-something years ago by Ayatollah Khomeini of Iran. He advised all the Muslims in the world to make the last Friday of every Ramadan Al-Quds Day.
Participants offer their gratitude to Almighty Allah for witnessing this year's Quds Day. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
On the international scene over in Asia, at least 144 people have been killed and more than 730 were injured in the powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake that struck Myanmar on Friday, according to the head of the country's military government. A strong aftershock of 6.4 magnitude also hit Myanmar, with tremors felt across Thailand and in China. According to military government officials, the quake triggered the collapse of buildings hundreds of miles away in Thailand. At least 3 people have died in the nation's capital, and authorities are racing to free 81 people believed to be trapped under the rubble of an under-construction high-rise in the city, officials disclosed. Myanmar, one of Asia's poorest nations, is reeling from a civil war sparked by a 2021 military coup. Weak infrastructure makes it ill-equipped to deal with major natural disasters. Swaths of the country are run by a patchwork of militias, making it extremely difficult to gather reliable information. The military also regularly cuts communications in conflict zones. Back in Africa, Burkina Faso's ruling military junta has arrested 3 prominent journalists, intensifying its crackdown on media freedom in the West African country. According to Human Rights Watch report released Thursday, Rizuma Senago and Bukari Uba, the president and vice president of the Association of Journalists of Burkina Faso, and Luke Babe Lugum of the local television channel BF1, were arrested on Monday, and their whereabouts are unknown. On March 21, the Journalists Association held a press conference to protest the junta's restrictions on media freedom and called on the authorities to release the remaining detained journalists. The 3 journalists were arrested Monday by plainclothes police and taken to an unknown location. In sports, Real Madrid's legendary coach Carlo Ancelotti will go on trial next week for allegedly failing to declare income to Spain's tax office. The Madrid court, which will hear the case, disclosed on Friday. Prosecutors are seeking a jail term of 4 years and 9 months for the 65-year-old Italian, accusing him of having cost Spain's treasury more than €1 million, equivalent to $1.1 million in undeclared earnings from image rights in 2014 and 2015. The trial will begin on Wednesday and is expected to last 2 days, a spokesman for the court disclosed. Ancelotti, who, as the coach, has won a record 5 Champions League trophies, including 3 with Real, must be present for the hearings. The Tunisia Football Federation, TFF, has approached the Confederation of African Football, CAF, to take the place of Côte d'Ivoire's under-20 team in Group A. Côte d'Ivoire was forced to withdraw from hosting the tournament on Wednesday, which also meant their team was ruled out of the competition as they had not initially qualified. Following this development, the TFF opened discussions with CAF on Friday, seeking to secure their spot in the group. Tunisia had finished third in the UNAF qualifiers behind Morocco and Egypt. The under-20 AFCON is scheduled for April 2025, the tournament's semi-finalists earning a place at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile. Let's now join Adini Ajishafe for more sports news.
The matchday 9 fixture played at the Legacy Pitch Lagos marked their 2nd consecutive away win after defeating Ekiti United previous week. The Amazons scored 3 unreplied goals through a header from Amina Bello in the 7th minute, Ayowumi Omoshui 54th minute, and Chizom Chima's 84th minute goal to end the 3 points at stake. Nasarawa Amazons head coach Chris Danjuma attributed the team's improved away performances to a shift in mentality and approach.
Football is always a development in process. We sat down, we asked ourselves, why were we where we are and how can we get better? And those are the things we're working on. In the first round, our away matches have not been that good enough. So we decided to step up.
Danjumans remain focused on securing a top 3 finish in the group to guarantee the Amazons a spot in the season-ending Super 6 to determine the league champion. Danjuma emphasized respect for every team in the league.
Call anything that is the Premier League cheap. You could just go and have, it might not be the team's day and be your day, but with all due respect to them, I did not remove or do any changes based on the cheapness of the team, but it's about team building.
With this newfound resilience, Nasarawa Amazon are proving to be serious contenders in the race for Super 6 and the chance to win the NWFL Premiership title. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajishafe.
That's it for News Hour tonight on Trust TV. For more of our news, programs, and documentaries, do to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Nwafo on behalf of the news production team. Thank you for joining us tonight. Good night.